Hi, folks. Thank you for joining us after this premiere. I see we already have quite a few people here. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I see Rebecca, my dad, made it prematurely to heaven a couple of years ago. He'd be honored to watch over your sister up there. That's a cool sentiment. Hello, Shannon. Thank you for joining us. Chantel's Convo Corner. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the live event. I don't remember seeing your name in the group before, uh, but thank you very much for being here with us. So, for starters, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and figure that most of you just watched the premiere, and in there we have a note that we tried to contact the Greene County Sheriff's Department, and the way we tried to contact them was by email, by using a submit form that's on their website. And not only did they not respond in any way, in the email, we sent them a link to look at just the segment of just the segment of the story that is about the department's performance regarding this case. And no one viewed that link. It was an unlisted YouTube link by but YouTube Analytics tracks views and lets you know if someone has a look at a video and it wasn't viewed at all. Typically, when we contact a law enforcement agency and ask them for comment in situations like this, we usually don't get a reply, but the video does at least get watched. And in this case, the video wasn't watched. I can check one more time and see if maybe eventually. No. No. So there you go. Chantel, happy you're here too. Shannon, it honestly doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah. From the police department or law enforcement agency's perspective, it is a kind of a no-win scenario for them to respond. That Abilene Police Department, Austin Police Department, Lubbock Police Department, all of them didn't respond with stories that we sent to them, but watched the video like multiple times. The Abilene Police Department watched the video of the segment of the storyteller's interview where she was very critical of the way that they handled evidence in her home. They just told her hang on to it and we'll see what the lab results are when they come back, and then we'll deal with it if we need to, according to the storyteller. I don't know what noise I just heard, but okay. The Abilene Police Department viewed the clip 8 times within the first 24 hours after we contacted them. There's no way they can say anything because they know they screwed up from the get go. But this case is honestly happening every day here. Here being Tennessee or here being Florida. That's the way, Charlie. You tell them, everybody hit the like button. Like we have 28 people, 30 people in the group, and we have 5 likes. Come on now. In Greene County, Tennessee. So where are you at now, Shannon? Are you in Tennessee or are you in Florida? Yeah, cool. Push the live out, which means more exposure. Hello, Joan. Glad for you to join us here again. Appreciate you being here. Did you catch the premiere, Joan? Brenda, thank you for joining us. All right, Joan. Both of the storytellers are in the group with us right now as well. Oh, that's cool. That's correct. No one was arrested for Gabby's death. That's right. Right, Shannon? Who is the family that's dealing? Well, that's a loaded question. I have a name. I don't. But as I stated, I know of at least other 4 other cases in Greene County, Tennessee, that has to do with drugs, and they shove them under the rugs. No one has been charged in her death. And contacting the DEA didn't get you anywhere. With a lot of our stories, we hear from people who say that things went dead with local law enforcement, and then they contacted the DEA, and suddenly local law enforcement found some motivation to do a little more work on the case. Gee, Shannon, I know you'll say the name. Feel free. You type. I can find it somewhere, but you say it and I'll repeat it. I don't have any problem with that at all. This is not a secret. There's public arrest records. People can Google his name and find his mugshot and find his arrest records. In the story, you said that he was in custody at the time for parole or probation violations. There he is. Adante Lawson is his name. She'll scream it. Yeah. I would scream it too. You kind of screaming it here. You're telling close to 30 people at once here, and there'll be other viewers who watch the recording later. Not that it's particularly captivating when it's not live, and I don't know that it's all that captivating when it is live, but he is still in custody, but not for her death over drugs. So I wonder if I could perhaps find a mugshot. Ugh. Oh, stop it. So here's a story about him. This is not related to Gabby's story. It's a story from the Greenville Sun. A Greene County man is facing aggravated assault and a number of other charges after alleged involvement Saturday night in a shooting in Parrotsville that left an 18-year-old Chucky man injured. Adante Nicholas Lawson, 19, is additionally charged by the Cook County Sheriff's Department with the possession of a handgun while under the influence, possessing a firearm during the commission or attempt to commit a dangerous felony, unlawful carrying, possession or possession of a weapon, tampering with or fabricating evidence, felony possession of a Schedule II drug, possession of a Schedule III drug, possession of a Schedule IV drug, and alteration of a weapon's permanent distinguishing number. That's just one story for this guy. Okay, what have I missed here? What have I missed? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Holy cow. Here we are. She'll scream it if she should. The more that know, the more people will run from this a-hole. Exactly. Christine Grokin, yes, prayers for you for your loss. Virtual hugs too. He is still in custody. The RDA is the 3rd Judicial District. It's a waste of oxygen. We did have a picture of him in your story. Yeah. So, storytellers, thank you for the courage and strength it took to share tonight's story. Heartbreaking, but will save so many of us. And Shannon, Becca, and those of you who aren't part of this group frequently, I can tell you Brenda is a wonderful, regular, frequent contributor and says wonderful things about us. Shannon, that's the one he fed pills to until trial, then dropped them after he testified for him. I'm so proud to say the young man he shot just got clean. It's awesome that you know that. That's just one story, but there are multiple. He's sick and needs help. Hi, I just subscribed to your channel. Thank you, Mary G. I was listening to one of your stories, fentanyl. There's a lot of them. The one that we just premiered 30 minutes ago or so is episode 236. So, been quite a few. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for joining us here. That's awesome that you're here. Sherry Gaskin says, I love you guys. You've helped me through all of this. Yeah, Glenn didn't say you're 240 days free from fentanyl because I don't know the exact number of days. I do now, but in a few days, that'll mean me doing math and no. So, Rebecca, I'm very proud of you. Keep up the great work, Brenda. Cheering you on all the way. For sure. That is one of the magical things about this group, this this these live events, is the way that people start connecting with each other and helping each other. It happens a lot. And some of the people have connected through email or through Facebook or whatever, and it's really a way cool thing. Thanks, everyone. Cinco de Mayo will be 8 months. Glenn and the Storytellers helped me every day. Glenn and the Storytellers. It sounds like some sort of weird band, that would be playing at the Hilton by the airport or something. Not like a not 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 like a hit band. But yeah, this is good stuff. Don't make poor Glenn think. Just kidding. I mean, it's truly sent from God to make some amazing changes. Well, thank you, Shannon. I feel very fortunate to get to do this kind of work. It's really a blessing to me to get to meet people, so many people, and to be in this spot where we're not dependent on anyone to create to keep creating these stories. We're dependent on we have no grants, no sponsors, none of that. It's all self-funded, and it's all made possible by the revenue that comes from the advertising on YouTube. So it is a self-sustaining thing. And so we're also able to do stories about addiction recovery and human trafficking and other stuff. It's wonderful. So, Shannon, you're a blessing. Shucks. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Shannon, Becca, one thing you can do is forward your story to news media in probably Greenville. I don't know how big the market is in Greenville, but wherever Greenville residents get their broadcast news, you can forward the story to reporters there. Uh, who's guy? Is that me? You can forward the story to reporters there. Tell them about the story. Use the link to the story to promote interest, and maybe get a little bit of news coverage. That coverage can really help apply pressure to law enforcement, just like the DEA can. In quite a few of our stories, we hear about these people who go to the DEA after having disappointing results from local law enforcement, and the DEA manages to make things happen, and and are motivated to do so. Is what has been our experience. Where is Nux, Brenda? Where's Nux? Anyway, Shannon, I certainly will also send it to the reporter who did a local story for me and Cheryl and Sherry. She's now in Kentucky, and she will for sure air it. Very cool, and we're glad to help any way we can. We managed to get a few news stories about our summits in some locations, and it helps everything. It helps the cause. It helps the channel. It helps drive attention. It helps drive awareness. So we're always glad to help. Hey Shelly, thank you for joining us. Charlie's aquatic nuggets because people build up a tolerance, and it starts with the opiate tolerance. I see Sherry deleted a message. So when I see that, it always makes me really intrigued. Oh, what was it? Was it juicy? Was it something? I don't know. Our reporter is awesome. I wish she was there. Thumbs up, people. Just a little tap the thumbs up. It helps. RDA actually told an officer. Okay, Sherry, that we're in suspense now. Did I miss something? I have to look down here to read the messages. RDA actually told an officer. Hi, Rebecca and Shannon. I just finished Gabby's story. I'm so sorry for your guys' loss, but thank you both for sharing and saving lives. Sherry, okay, our DA actually told an officer if he brought the DA a death by distribution charge, the DA would kick his ass. Well, there's a whole story just in that. Here's the thing about district attorneys. District attorneys are part of enforcement. They're not legislators. They do not make law. And if they are picking and choosing which laws they're going to enforce and which laws they're going to ignore, that's making law. And that's not just wrong, it is illegal. It's counter to the oath that they take when they get into office. Thank you, Shelley. So glad you share her story. I hope it helps. See what I mean by he's worthless? I'm setting the mood for the moment. Mood for the moment. What did I miss? Wow is right, Christine. Thank you for being here, Christine. Uh, have I spoken to you recently, Christine? Have I spoken to you recently? It absolutely helps. Gabby was such a beautiful girl, and I'm sure she would be so proud of you all for speaking out and sharing her story. Don't they always get away with it, though, by saying not enough evidence to prosecute? Nux is otherwise occupied. Okay, Brenda. All right. Like a date? That'd be cool. No, but I was looking up that guy on Facebook. He may have gone to school with my grandson. Adante may have gone to school with your grandson. You are doing a fantastic job of warning people, Shannon. So where the story's at right now, it has been okay. The dogs are getting into something. I'm sure y'all can hear that, but maybe not. I don't know. So far, get back to where I was. There we go. So far, the story is over 1,600 views, and that is about 300 higher than the high end of our average. So that's very good. It is reaching people. Adante is around 25, 26 now. Okay. DA needs to worry less about wins and more about lives. It really seems like there's a lot of opportunity to embarrass the DEA. Now, I'm doing it. Shannon did that in her interview. She would say DEA when meant to say DA. I just did it. So DEA, at least in Texas, DAs are elected officials. And if your DA is elected, there ought to be some good opportunity to apply a bit of pressure on him based on his need to have some accountability to the people who elected him. I went to him about my son's case and promised to prosecute severely. The murderer who left the girl in the abandoned house got 120 days time served. Same school, but I don't know if they know one another. My grandson is pretty straight laced, but this concerns me as a grandma. Uh, and another way to possibly bring about some action is to apply pressure through the school. Now, if he's a student, no, this wouldn't be a student. He's too old now. Oh no, the DEA is the one who told me to shut my mouth. Okay, I don't doubt it. I still need to share Gabby's story. My mother's large family is in Tennessee. We can make it happen, Brenda. It looks like we're going to be going to Ohio soon. Again, we were in Ohio last year. We are in Sandusky last year recording stories. So sorry for both of you sharing it, Rebecca. I sent a picture of Dante to your messenger. Okay, then. And if I can find that. There we go. I do not see it. Maybe to the Texas Pictures Messenger thing. Moonlight. No, no, that wasn't it. The barbecue place in Kentucky. It could have been that one we talked about. This was in no, it was in Tennessee. Yeah, it was in Nashville. Not Kentucky, Nashville. Uh, I may be able to tell you using that fancy map feature. Yeah, it was Nashville. Hmm. Okay, I have pictures of the inside of the restaurant. Jack's Barbecue. I think Jack's Barbecue may have been it. Glenn, okay. So I can't find any pics of Adante. Yeah, they're out there, I'm sure, but who cares? We have his name. I, I don't think it would be that hard to. I don't think it would be that hard to find a picture, a mugshot. Mugshots are public record. They are public property. All right, so let me try to catch up. Did I miss something? If I missed something, just let me know, and I'll go back to it. Just repeat it. Okay, Glenn. I sent a pic of him to your messenger. So was that Texas Pictures Messenger or Glenn Muse Messenger? Because I don't see anything here on either one. Well, there's something. Ah, yeah, there's that guy. Huh. All right. Well, we can do something with that. We can show that picture. Just give me a second, and I will have this picture ready to show. And image. All right, there he is. Hmm. All right, this is gonna. All right, this is gonna be a little bit peculiar, but I believe I can. I believe I can do this. I can just move over this way a little bit, and there he is, Adante Lawson, 25 years old, Schedule 2 drug violation. violation of probation. So there he is. Just like that. I pray justice is served. Mobile patrol app. Mobile patrol app. Mobile patrol app. Okay. Brenda, you're not alone. It literally keeps me up at night when I can't remember a name or place. Yes, Glenn. Yes, Glenn Wood. I don't remember what it is you're saying yes, Glenn, to, but okay. Before retirement, I was a legislative researcher. I hated it when they would ask for research and the next day say, never mind. By then, I wanted the answer. Rebecca, thank you for putting his picture up there. Yeah. So right now, he is in custody. But we can, so here's what I can't figure out. All right, I can move over here and okay, now I'm learning stuff. So there's a larger picture of it. If he's out there, stay away from him. So I think it's kind of interesting. I'm sorry, I'm just a little tickled with myself for being able to have that picture show up over here. It's just me being entertained with me managing to figure something out. How is he not charged with murder? Yeah, that is Shannon's big question too, and Becca's. Our DA couldn't get it past the grand jury. Okay, earlier someone said I should come to Greene County. We can do that. We probably have another road trip coming up sometime pretty soon. Thing about road trips, we've done. Let me see. Let me see where we're at here. I assume the pick. Da, da, da. Brenda, you're not alone. Facebook force. I needed a new pick for my dartboard. Good job, Brenda. Tear it up. How is he not charged? Okay, I know someone said I should. My picture magic. Someone said I should come to uh, Greene County, uh, Greenville, or wherever. Uh, Lean Cruikshank. Unfortunately, a lot of drug cases get swept under the rug as soon as drugs are mentioned. I wonder why that is. I've heard that often, and I've seen evidence of that happening. But we I work with law enforcement a lot. I've done a lot of ride-alongs. I have my own bulletproof vest. It's way cool. When I put it on, I get taller. My IQ goes down a little bit, but I get taller. So, fair trade. Anyway, Why is there the seeming disinterest in drug cases? Is it because they're boring? Are they are they hard to prove? Are they harder to prove? Is it too much work? Is that it? I don't understand. Swept under the rug. Hmm. Yeah, I have. I know the current DA in Harris County, which is where Houston is. It's where Houston is, and it's where where I live. It's where Texas Pictures World headquarters are located. Cool, right? So they don't care if they are an addict since it's not their children. They feel their lives don't matter. Maybe, maybe, um, but it's a threat to everyone's life. Even the simple threat of uh, pe- people on drugs drive, and if they're impaired when they're driving, that can put a lot of other drivers at risk. And so it's not a real leap to find a place that connects that kind of danger to innocent bystanders. The city did not even investigate my son's death. They had his phone and gave it back to me within days. When I got his passcode, there was info on it to make a DEA agent drool. I think it's because most that die of overdoses have previous drug problems and the stigma that goes hand in hand with the addiction. They feel like they aren't victims, they're junkies. Maybe. I hear law enforcement often talk about how underfunded and how overwhelmed they are and how big of a lack of resources they're having to deal with. And I don't really buy it. How does that work? Why would there be a lack of resources when your budget is bigger than ever? When your department is bigger than ever? When crime rates, property crime and violent crime nationally have declined dramatically and consistently for the last 30 years, dramatically and consistently for over 30 years. Just this, people don't talk about the crime rate going down because there's no money in it. Kind of irks me. At least in Greene County, the way they told the detective it didn't matter if it got solved, it was just another druggie. Shelley says they prosecute drinking, it moved. They prosecute drinking and driving, and that's no difference than driving under the influence of drugs. That's correct. They prosecute driving while intoxicated, and the intoxicant doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be something else. It could be weed or some sort of uh, narcotic or whatever. They got money for the drug task force and went and bought new squad cars. Yeah, it kind of seems like they don't really take very good care of the squad cars. I feel like I see that a lot. I went to a I went to interview the Houston's chief of police. I parked in a public parking area outside of the police station downtown, and I parked beside a patrol unit that was running and empty. And I went in, met with the chief, set up the interview gear, shot the interview, left. When I got back to my car, that patrol unit was still there, still running, and it's over an hour later. Running. So what does that say? What does it say about the way the vehicles are cared for? They prosecute drinking. They got money, but most of the small city, small county law enforcement officers always campaign on getting tough on drugs. They're elected, and priorities change. Yeah, it goes that way. It's just rhetoric. There's no reason to buy into it. It's what voters respond to. So yeah, we're gonna get tough on drugs. We're gonna have a war on drugs if you elect me, and we're gonna have a war on drugs if you'll budget a little bit more. We're gonna have this campaign to keep drugs out of school if you'll just give us a little bit more budget. That's the kind of thing that happens a lot, and there is not. They're not responding to evidence. They're responding to parents' hearts. They're using fear instead of facts to communicate something that motivates the public to vote for them. All right, I'm behind. Shelley, you're right, but most alcoholics are held in higher regard than addicts. Alcoholics are it's easier for them to hide because there is a level of acceptability to consumption. Nice restaurants have places where alcoholics can get their fix publicly without judgment. Oh, yeah, it's certainly different. A young lady was found dead in someone's pool house, never made the news. Why? Well, we can make it public. We can do something about it. Clearly, not much if the Greene County Sheriff's Department ignores our messages, but we can try. We can make it public. I can tell you that Gabby's story is 50 views away from being 2,000. Okay, 46 views away from being at 2,000 views. And 2,000 views, I got to refresh here, and I will tell you. I'm sorry. Oh, I was reading it wrong. Okay. At this point, Gabby's story has over 2,370 views. That is 560 more than usual for our stories. So that's awesome. 2380 now. All right. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? The money was supposed to help families bury their children, but yet they bought cars. Why are our children not mattering because they had a substance in their system? Who cares? It shouldn't matter. It's a life. People make mistakes. It shouldn't matter. And there should certainly be some accountability, just because if the money is intended for one thing, that's what it should go to. It shouldn't be hijacked and spent on something else. But in the case of Greene County Sheriff's Department, their solution is just to not answer questions, evidently. They certainly didn't care about our questions. Brianna, thank you for Bree. Thank you for joining us. Where am I at? Lane Kirch was as in he's not a circuit judge. Was as in he's not a circuit judge any longer. I understand. Took me a minute. Bree, what are your thoughts about Kensington in Philadelphia and Skid Row? I haven't been to Kensington. I, I I was a couple of months ago. I was on a street in Albuquerque that is Kensington like. It's called Central Avenue in Albuquerque, and spent a couple of hours just looking around there and couldn't figure out what to do with it. It's tragic, and Kensington is horrendous. A Skid Row, I've heard of lots of places referred to as Skid Row. I believe in Los Angeles there is a kind of, maybe the original is in Los Angeles. I don't know, but I've seen a few places like that. We have a place like that in Houston. These these places are kind of the thing about Kensington and Skid Row and Central Avenue in Albuquerque, and I think most major cities have some part of town that's like that. Is it's not really, it's not locking them up. I think that is the thing in terms of how those places come to exist. There's one in Anchorage that we saw when we were there last November. And the big focus with law enforcement that I've seen is just wanting everything to be peaceful, and that's about it. They're not out. They're not out to help people. They just want it to be peaceful. I don't. Where do they go? Where do the people in Kensington go? In order for them to get help, they have to want help. And even if they want help, how does that? I don't know what the solution is. The place that I saw in Anchorage, and the area that I saw in Albuquerque, and the area I know of in Houston, they're all basically the same. Some have larger populations than others, but they're still all basically the same. And where do they go? Way to go, Gabby Story. We are out there. Okay, 25 thumbs up, 66 people in the chat here. Thumbs up, please. Kensington is a mess. It's sad. Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos from Kensington. I've not been there yet. We are likely to wind up in probably later this year, maybe next year. Right now we have Denver and Virginia and Wichita, Kansas, I believe. And we're talking with someone about Lima, Ohio, Seattle. There's a lot going on in Seattle. We also have an inquiry that's developing in San Francisco. We need more long-term rehab facilities and programs. We also need prevention. Prevention is a big deal. Prevention is one of those things that has to happen early. You have to close the chat to see it, but then you can open the chat right back up. Huh. The biggest driving force for illicit drugs in this country is the demand. Without demand, supply doesn't matter. Supply exists because there is a demand. Thumbs up button is under the channel name, Shannon Hicks. Many of those long-term programs think about using all throughout them. Amen. We closed the mental health facilities and made the jails bigger. We did. In Texas, the largest mental hospital in Texas is the Harris County Jail. It's the second largest mental hospital in the country. The largest mental hospital in the country is the Los Angeles County Jail. It's not really a solution, but it is what we've come to. And it's been that way for decades. There's no blame in a particular party or a particular administration. It's been that way for decades. Much like the fentanyl thing. The fentanyl thing began, I have the numbers here somewhere. The fentanyl thing began in 2013. And all right, according to the CDC, the increasing presence of fentanyl in illicit drugs began in 2013. That's 12 years ago. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services declared the opioid crisis a public health emergency in 2017. 2017. That's 8 years ago. Deaths from illicit fentanyl have increased dramatically, consistently for the last 12 years, with no change in the trend related to any change in administration or border policy. The crisis spans 4 administrations now and includes both parties. It isn't the kind of thing that we can legislate our way out of, and it isn't the kind of thing we can arrest our way out of either. As long as there is a demand, there's going to be some entrepreneur is going to find a way to supply that demand and make money. Fentanyl addicts are afraid of withdrawal because so many myths are out there. I want to shout that withdrawal didn't kill me and life gets better each day. Good job, Brenda. Holy cow, what there's myths about fentanyl withdrawal. There's a story in that. Myths about fentanyl withdrawal. Everything that I've heard about regarding withdrawal from opioids is that it's horrendous, that it's scary, that it's painful, that it's terrible. It sounds scary. Thank you for your commitment to educating the public on this horrific fentanyl epidemic. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for joining us. I feel like I've seen your name here before. Yeah, I have to stop and have a little bit of water now and then because yeah, there's no I don't get to insert commercial breaks where I can lean back and get some more coffee and do whatever. I'm just here. Hi, Lorraine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Not fun fact. Tennessee medical examiner, can't remember her name, was the first to connect to fentanyl deaths skyrocketing. Then it took her 5 years to get anyone to listen. Well, if whenever we get back to Tennessee, it seems like we should do a story about her. Don't you think? Or do a story with her, an interview, get her to talk a little bit about the problem and where it's coming from and what kind of issues that she watched explode. We can't get the medical examiner in East Tennessee to change the cause of death because change the cause of death to homicide instead of accidental. It's much easier to prosecute if they can get it changed. Yeah, there was a big campaign for a while in Texas for changing a lot of fentanyl deaths that were initially labeled as overdoses to change them to poisonings. Brenda, I prayed to die. It was so bad. I lived and now know the truth. Oh, Bree, what a brutal question. Would you recommend dating a man who's a felon with a past history of substance abuse? So here is where stigma and rehabilitation collide. Because there's no easy answer. I think here's my insight. I think if if you feel like if you feel like it's a question worth asking, you probably already know the answer. That's my thinking. Because you get a sense of the people that you spend time with in your heart. It may be hard to put into words, but you have a sense that they're good people to be around, or they're fun to be around, but you kind of got to be careful around them, or you got to watch your wallet, or you got to do whatever. But here's the thing: I'm not saying you should move on. I'm saying your answer. It could be to move on, but it could also be that so there's a good one, Brenda. Good one. It may be that you're thinking, well, he's got all these problems. I should steer clear of him. But on the other hand, it's a person. You're not buying a car. It's a person. You have to have faith in your fellow human. And so I don't know. There's quite a it's a great question. I hate to tell you to give up on someone because of their past. We all have pasts. But I feel like you kind of already have the answer in your head. Which could be give him a chance, or it could be run. Could be either way. Anyway, gee, thank you all. Yeah, you kicked the hornet's nest there, Bree. Anyone can change. Hello, Crystal. Thanks for joining. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate that. Is he still on paper? Still on paper? Is that some sort of way of saying is he still on probation? Is he on parole? Is that what that means? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have responded so quickly. If he's clean and has been for quite some time, then maybe. That's the big thing. Maybe. I think I feel like you've already got the answer in your head, and the answer could be, yeah. I have a close family member who is a convicted felon, and he has been out of prison for over 20 years now, and he's fine. He's doing good. If he has a year or less, definitely don't proceed only because the first year of recovery is so crucial. You don't want to interfere or hold back from recovery. Okay, that's a valid one right there. I would suspect in the first year of recovery, there is so much in transition in whoever's going through it, regardless of if it's if they're totally committed, if it's working for them, and there is a sober life in their future, the first year shouldn't have that distraction. Paper means parole or probation. See, I got it. I got it. I figured that out. I'm like detective material, right? All right. So if you give him a chance, make sure you got an exit. That's the advice I'd give my daughter. Gosh, Pat, I don't know. That kind of also sounds like planning to fail. I guess ultimately you should always have some sort of exit plan in your head. I don't know, but Shelley, yes, I am. Listen to Crystal. You know they are good by the fruits they produce. Good, good. That's very good. Lots of hard work in that first year, right? A lot of love could keep someone clean. That's right. Because with that love comes accountability, and accountability is a big deal. When we interviewed the former White House drug czar, his name's Dr. Robert DuPont. He was the drug czar under Nixon and Ford. So he's old. Holy cow. But what that means is he's got no filter. He just tells it like it is and isn't worried about anyone's agenda or political perspective, his job. He's in a great place. And so that's one of the things that he really stressed in the world of recovery. Success is more likely if there is a network of support. And a lot of love could keep someone clean, Joan said. And that's right. That because with that love comes support and also comes some accountability. If the person receiving the love, if the love matters to them, then they feel this accountability and want to do right by the love, want to be accountable to that loving person. Shelley, yes, I'm in that first year and it's a roller coaster, but I've been married since Noah was a baby, so I don't worry about dating. Crystal, I agree. Shannon, I hate to, but gotta go. Glenn, thank you again for everything. You are truly a blessing, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I can't wait to see the lives changed from your series. Nice, Sissy. Thank you very much, Shannon, for joining us. Thank you to everyone here tonight. I really appreciate every single one of you. Good prayers and good wishes. Shannon, thanks for joining us, and God bless. Look at that. We're still under 30 thumbs up, and there's 65 people in the group right now. Come on, kids. Anyway, we have been here live for 75 minutes now, or almost 75 minutes. And so it is about time to wrap it up. Any final questions out there? Anyone have any questions about the channel, about upcoming stories, about upcoming locations? What are our locations? Okay, we have the locations we have in the works are Denver, Seattle, Sarasota, Norfolk, or wherever, Pat, whatever kind of location we come up with. Wichita, Kansas, Southern California, Phoenix, and Mississippi, somewhere near. Mm, I cannot remember. It's not near Jackson. But these are the ones that are in the works. Denver is definite. Seattle is as close to definite as it can be. Norfolk or wherever, Pat, is as close to definite as it could be. Wichita is the same. Sarasota is very likely. Wichita is very likely. Southern California is sometime this year. Phoenix is a return trip, and so sometime this year, probably. It's a lot. Waveland. All right, Joan, what's Waveland? Hampton Roads, Virginia. I had a friend who lived in Haymarket, Virginia. Crystal, hit the X on the right hand side to hit the thumbs up, and you'll have to click the comment section after to get back to this screen. Hey, good job. Let's get them going. Look, it's still at 29. It's just hovering at 29. 64 people in the chat. 29 thumbs up. I'm going to need a tissue. Thanks for all the love. Thank you, Brenda. If you're hearing from Knox, hope to see her here soon. Oh, look at there. There's a couple more. Look at that. Good job, folks. So, what other questions can I tell you about? What other is there any other questions anyone would like to ask? I am happy to answer them. If you want to know about the process of creating a storytelling summit in any area, anywhere, Lima, Ohio. It looks like we're going to go to Lima, Ohio, which is a good central spot that can draw people from Fort Wayne and from Columbus and Toledo. It's kind of a good central spot. So here's a link to how to arrange. Whoops, no, I didn't get it. Here is the link to how to arrange to have a storytelling summit in your area. You know, it is not. We don't charge anything. We don't pay anything. It is the events are really awesome, and so you might find it interesting. You might also find it interesting to check out our website and see what all we've got going on. It's going to be about time to wrap it up. If I can get back to the right control panel. There we are. So, Shelly, I'm only 8 months, but with God and you guys, I will get to years. Of course, you'll get to years. Thank you, Ron. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining us. Michigan. We will likely be in Detroit sometime this year as well, or close enough. Joan, we're here for you, Brenda. We are here for you, Brenda. We're all here for each other. I am extremely grateful to you guys for being a part of our channel and for helping us to share these important messages in a way that has the potential to make a difference. Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville, Tennessee just sounds like a good time. So, Crystal, in in Knoxville, we just need a local person who can be the event coordinator in Knoxville. Could be you. You. And the local coordinator is the one who finds locations for us to shoot in and helps us develop a plan, find a place to stay, a recommendation for places to stay. Sometimes there will be a sponsor or two who helps with some of the travel costs, like or lodging or something. Seldom happens, and certainly isn't required at all. But Knoxville's a cool place. We did some stuff for Mothers Against Drunk Driving in Knoxville back during COVID, and I remember that in Knoxville they didn't really much care about COVID. That's how I remember it, but that was a long time ago now. Anyway, so I'm very, very, very thankful for you guys. Feel free to explore our website, texas-pictures.com, and you can find information about creating a storytelling summit, what it's like to share a story, and a lot of other information about Texas Pictures, our team, and all that kind of cool stuff. Knoxville is about 80 miles from Greenville. Seems like it would be a good trip. Shelley says, the way I look at it, we all have 24 hours in a day, and if we all have 20 hours sober, so the days and years behind the number doesn't matter. We only have today. That seems like a good way to look at it. All right, folks, so we're going to wrap it up now. I am going to share with you guys our contact information again, but one last chance to squeeze in any final questions before I go. I don't know what our next premiere is going to be. It's probably going to be day after tomorrow. We try to premiere some kind of story every other day. We'll see how it works. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you again sometime soon. Here is our contact information, an email address to reach me at info@texas-pictures.com. You can also email me at Glenn with one N at texas-pictures.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can also find Texas Pictures page on Facebook. And there's our website, texas-pictures.com. We're also on TikTok, of course. So thank you all very much for joining us. And we will talk again soon. You guys have a good night.